Hello, welcome back, or hello to anyone who is new around here. So I figured I would get a kind of head start on the week by picking everything now, because sales have finally started to get going again after being pretty stagnant for a little bit. A few no sale days here and there, and yeah, things are, it's not my best weekend ever, but it definitely seems like it's on the way up again. So that's good. There are a few things that I've already picked because they were upstairs in the spare room still. Been a fairly quiet weekend. I've not been to any boot sales at all. I nearly went on Saturday. The weather today's not been so good. They were on, but I figured I'd take a little break, get some stuff listed and sort out the spare room up there. I've done a few hours in there. I've sorted it out to some extent. Hopefully I'll show you guys a bit of it later in the week, like maybe when it's done or close to being done. I don't know if I'll get around to painting it this week, but we'll see. It's on the
File Coast Flips.
So we got this here, which only went for £2.50 plus postage. It was in with all the McDonald's toys, so yeah, obviously not a lot. Is it worth it? Probably not, but everything from the McDonald's stuff that I got a few years back, it owes me nothing. I mean, we went into profit after a few weeks, and yeah, it is what it is. A couple of quid. Next we have this. This went for £4.99 plus postage. Not a lot. Didn't pay a lot for it. I got a load of vintage, like souvenir memorabilia, like trains and planes and stuff. All sorts of like different things. A lot of it's kind of mundane background type of stuff that's not going to sell particularly quickly. £4.99 on this. That's fine. And we got this Rolling Stones book. I paid a couple of quid for this from a boot sale. I thought it'd be worth more, but I only got £3.99 plus postage on it. So yeah, not a great one, but I'm still happy to just let it go at this point. I had it up at a few quid more, but whatever. There's a few things like that I've got that I'm just happy to accept anything at this stage. Just get rid. Got £8.50 plus postage on this anti-Monopoly. I've had this a few times before and it's always done alright, but this time I've had it for ages and no interest until it's just sold now. So I don't think it's one I'll buy again. But I don't know. If it's new sealed or something or in excellent condition, it's like a quid. And then lastly, from the stuff I have already picked, is this little bundle of magazines. I got £25 plus postage. I had them up at £29.99, accepted an offer of £25. That's absolutely fine. I got a load of rock magazines. I've had a few bundles recently, so I am struggling to remember exactly where these ones were from. I think they were part of a bundle from a boot sale in Norfolk, but don't quote me on that. The rock magazines are probably the best magazines out of all the different ones I've been doing recently. I've been selling quite a lot of different magazines, video game stuff, rock. I don't go into too many genres, but there's been a few. I just I got a few random magazines as part of a pick that I did in January, and there's some astronomy and New Scientist magazines in there, and all of them sold fairly well, and I picked them up for very, very cheap, very cheap. And I think all but one bundle have sold. I've sold magazines in the past, and they're hit and miss. You can't just kind of buy everything you see. There are certain things that I look out for, mostly music and video games are the two, but anything that looks kind of a bit interesting can sometimes be worth a bit of money. More so when there's a bit of age to them. Yeah, there is one more item that I picked, but they bought it along with something else, so I'll go and grab the other thing. So this went for £4 plus postage. And then the other thing they bought, which I've had listed for a year, and there was interest last Halloween, but nobody bought it. And then it's had no interest again all year. I have unlisted it and sold similar on it as well. But I decided to do it was it yesterday or the day before I unlisted it and sold similar? and it sold almost straight away. Often is the case on eBay. Stitch. Let's go grab him. $24.99 plus postage, if I didn't already say that. It's in box 1. It's this one. It's a Build-A-Bear. Bought it from, I think it was Burzco boot sale, the one that's kind of almost Liverpool, like more Warrington, I guess. There he is. It's a pretty cool one, isn't he? He's like, yeah, some kind of special Build-A-Bear. So they asked me if I could combine the shipping this with this. I accepted. So what's that? Just under £30 plus postage on those two. I'm going to go back to where I was, because just here above is where all the Warhammer is, and I got it all listed on, was it Saturday morning? And then on Friday I listed a load of codexes and books, Warhammer books that I had as well. They've not had much interest, unfortunately, but these have. There's quite a few watches on some of this stuff. I had a few offers in. There's only one that's accepted though. I'm just trying to find it on my phone. Bear with me. Okay, I've got a Wi-Fi booster now, but has it made any difference? No, it's not. I'm going to have to get something better, I think. Get a higher end model that hopefully will work. It kind of picks it up from here, but it's so weak that as soon as I kind of move from the doorway, it goes. So it's absolutely useless, really. And my 4G, 3G, 5G is trash. Like recently with Sky, I don't know what is going on, but it's just not very good. Very slow. Doesn't seem to matter where I go. City centre, middle of the countryside, up a hill, seafront, doesn't seem to matter. The signal is poor everywhere. So I listed this one for $14.99 plus postage. They offered about 10, I think, and I counted 14. I was expecting to kind of meet somewhere a bit lower than that, but they just accepted 14. So it's this one, which is the Stormbringer Orc Ardboys. Orc Ardboys, you get 10 figures with this one. It's the only one of this particular one. There it is. First one of hopefully many. Hopefully all these are gone by like Christmas, that'd be nice. But I'm not in any real hurry. I mean, they're all in there. They're not really taking up too much room. £14 plus postage. £14 back from the 135 total. We'll get there, Might take a little while. Yes, there's 21 items in total. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. And hopefully there'll be a few more overnight. Got a few ceramics, nothing like too crazy. That's going to take me forever to package. Got this, $9.99 plus postage. Let's go grab it. It's a Disney Simba Born Wild mug. Now, all the Disney ones I put together a few weeks back. Probably a few months back now, actually. Yeah, got it. It was right at the back, of course. And while we are here, there are a set of 3 mugs. These are kind of like Pyrex mugs, but they're not. They're a different brand. Made in Mexico, I think, these one. $19.99 plus postage, which is the full asking price. I think it's the only 3 I've got. I have had these before in a few different designs. Is it this one? Yeah, with like a bit autumnal, that one. Got these Hornsey mugs up here. Quite nice. There was one of them in the museum that I went to. Yeah, recently I went to Strawberry Fields boot sale, which is just down the road from Hornsey. So I went to the Hornsey Museum. And yeah, it was really good. If you're into like your ceramics at all, it's well worth a look. Go and check out that video if you would. I know it's not everyone's kind of thing. Not all that many people have watched it. which is fine. I know when I do stuff that's a bit different, you know, not everyone's interested. I get it. But I couldn't not go. And I figured I may as well film it right while I was there. So a few people have enjoyed it. And I'll continue to do videos like that now and again, you know, stuff that's a bit different. In fact, I've got one that's coming out probably tomorrow on filming this. Not on this channel, on my other channel, Adventure ASPIN, all about Limax. Went to a garden centre and it had the best selection of Limax Christmas villages ever. So I kind of thought that's not really for this channel, so I put it over there on the other channel. Now I've got a couple of drumsticks that I've sold, but I really don't know where these are. I'm hoping Claire does. They don't seem to have a custom SKU. Sometimes I write it down on my phone in the notes section. It's not there. So it's a bit of a mystery as to where they are. Yeah, so there's no point in me just randomly looking. I'll ask Claire, hopefully she knows where they are. Next we have these, is it pearlescent or luminescent? Pearlescent, I think. Marks and Spencer's vintage coffee mugs. What do you think of them? They're very vintage, aren't they? Probably not everyone's cup of tea. I've had a few things like this. In fact, I've got some down here that are Wittard branded, same kind of thing. I prefer these. These are much nicer. Got 2 in green, 2 in red, and the kind of Christmas themed kind of snowflakes. So I found them. They were also right at the back. There you go. What do you think of them? I can see why people like them. I mean, I wouldn't have them personally, but they're a bit different, aren't they? You don't really see this kind of thing anymore in the shops. Yeah, so what are they? 15 quid plus postage. I did have them up at quite a bit more than that, but they didn't shift. Next we have this tin. I got £19.99 plus postage on this. That was the full asking price. And these were kind of a online arbitrage thing. I do that quite often with Emma Bridgewater stuff. I don't find as much of it these days for a decent price as I used to. But sometimes when there's good stuff that comes up and I think it's probably going to like sell out, then I might buy in bulk certain things. And that's what I did with these. I can't remember exactly how much I paid, but there's a good profit margin when these go for full. Just realised that I've not put these back in here. We don't want to be getting into habits like that. Stick them back in. Where's James? Where you gone, James? Trying to get away down there. What do we got? Oh, that's good. Just got an offer in on this bread bin. 34 plus postage. Yeah, I got some milk bottles from Chirk boot sale. It's the first time I'd ever picked them up. They're very cool looking, but they're not generally worth that much unless you have a few particular ones. Found out there's a whole group of people who collect the little milk bottle tops, just the milk bottle tops. So that surprised me. I actually had somebody contact me and he showed me a picture of him with his collection behind him. I was like, oh, like that's crazy, like the amount he had. And these are going over to Japan, Tokyo, Japan, I believe, because when the offer came through, it said they were in Tokyo. Right, well, let's go into the ceramic shed, grab the stuff that's in there, see if the milk bottles are in there. I got £30 plus postage on them, and I think I paid £7 or £8 from Chirk. So would I buy them again? Yeah, I think so, if they're cheap enough, because they've not taken a huge amount of time to sell, really. Are they in here? Right, to get the bread bin, I'm going to have to kind of move some of this stuff further down, and I need 2 hands for that. So I'll do that in a minute. It's just behind these signs here. So we'll grab that in a minute. It has paid the bread bin, so we can grab it. We've got 2 pieces of Hornsey saffron. I got this one from a boot sale down south. I didn't get £19.99, I got 16 plus postage on it. And this is one, in fact, the other jar's there. Look, so I've got the flour and the salt. And the salt even has like a little spoon, which may or may not be original. I'm guessing it probably isn't. Probably isn't. But look at it, little cute spoon. Yeah. But I did pay up on these. I paid £5 each, so you know that's quite a lot, really. But 16 profit, you know, £16. So the profit's probably around the £8 mark. So as well as this jar, I have sold a Hornsey saffron butter dish as well, and I aimed high and I got it. Got the full asking price of £45 plus postage, which is good. Like, I was the only person on eBay on listing who had one for sale. Lots have sold. Lots of people have managed to sell them for like between 32 and 40. So I thought, you know what, I'm the only person with one. Let's put it up at 45 and see what happens. And it sold like quick. It's been listed for less than 2 weeks and instant interest as soon as I put it up. So, but funnily enough, when I bought these from somebody, I think these were from Norfolk, or they were from that Norfolk road trip, which I've not put out. He actually had a couple other pieces, but I got there just too late to buy them. The lady in front of me, I thought she was buying it all, so at least I got these two, but she bought this one right in front of me, and I was like, oh no, because I knew that they had some decent money to them. But then a few weeks later, I find one from, there it is, Pearson's bread bin. I do like the Pearson stuff. But we're nearly there. I think that's almost everything from the ceramics shed. There's a couple more things though. I do have a couple more things in these boxes as well, which we'll grab lastly. Let's go back in. So in here, I'm looking for a bit of random on this. It's an escargot dish. That's what it is. $14.99. Is that what I got? Yeah, full asking price, $14.99. I paid £1 for this from a boot sale earlier in the year. The reason I bought this is just that the brand is one I've had before a few times. The quality's good. It's not like Le Creuset good or anything, but it's still pretty good. Made in France. Yeah, I'm flagging a bit, guys, so bear with me. It's getting on. I'm tired. I ain't stopped this weekend, really. I mean, I might not have gone to boot sales, but I ain't stopped. I did take some time to spend with my son, though, who was back from PGL, and he really enjoyed it. He got up to so much cool stuff, like kayaking, like all sorts. I think I went over it in the last video, but yeah, he was glad to be back, and I was glad to have him back again. We you know, played a few games and watched a film, Migration. That was quite good. Just, you know, when I've got so much stuff here, I can't just ignore it. I need to keep getting it on, keep getting on. I'll check this guy out. Check this guy out. Google image search him. Now, if he was working, it'd be worth a lot. Unfortunately, he's not. But he'll still do alright. You know, there's going to be collectors out there that want to either use him for parts, try and repair him, or just have him in their collection even if he's not working. So I didn't pay a lot for him, but I was very excited when I found him. When I looked him up, I was like, oh my god. I won't go more into it. I don't want to like spoil future videos. I'm going to show you bits and pieces, but I'm not going to show you everything because, yeah, don't want to spoil the videos that are to come. But soon everything will be more up to date once I've done the top 20 list. Once I've got to the end of it, put all those videos out, everything's going to be more up to date. So as I find it, I'm going to be able to show you guys and talk about it, you know, as I'm finding it within a week or two. You know what I mean? That's the idea anyway. That's the idea. Yeah, I bought this from Strawberry Fields boot sale. So that was along with the Christmas plates that I got. I got these, I got some like Malibu glasses, and I got like a rarish kind of sugar bowl that I'd never seen before that he gave me for free. It was that guy. So although I paid up for the plates, it was alright in the end because I got the sugar bowl for free, and then the other bits were worth decent enough money. Where are these? Somebody's just made me an offer on these. Now I have gone into profit on these. Just there. But I've got them up at $29.99 and they've offered 20. So I'm going to go back with 25. I think that's a fair offer, meeting them in the middle. Yeah, sorry if I'm a bit like, I can tell I am flagging. I probably won't pick again like this. Just because when he comes across like, I don't know, I ain't bothered or whatever, but I'm just tired, that's it, that's all. So bear with me, please, because, yeah, I've not even had any tea yet either, so don't know if I will now this time. I should probably have something, shouldn't I? I mean, don't feel bad for me, I have been picking out most of the day, so, little bits. So I've got a Star Wars figurine that I bought recently for £2, I think. It was from a recent boot sale. You've not seen it yet. The reason I bought this is because it has this like little chip in it, and I'd never seen them before, but they're nothing special really, but it's like a little chip and it goes inside of something else that you buy separately. Let me show you. So it goes inside this little thing, and then it talks. The figures talk to you. That's kind of cool. Well, I thought so, but apparently ain't worth much. Should just be on top. I'm glad that my sales have kind of been turned on again. I'm glad. Yeah, this is a decent sales weekend, I think. For me it is anyway. So I think a lot of people think, and especially when you're putting videos out on YouTube, here I go again on another tangent. I try not to make it too long. But I think a lot of people think that you're like a millionaire or you're making like a lot of money. And I'm sure there are resellers out there who do. I'm not one of them. I do okay. Like, you know, I think I've said before, I'm earning similar money to what I was earning at my regular job that I used to have. So, you know, on a good week, I earn more. On a bad week, I earn about what I earn, maybe a little bit less. So, it is what it is. You got the money from YouTube as well, which is not a lot. And, it's not a lot, and it's actually less now than I think it has been in a good 2 or 3 years, so I don't know what that's all about, because I still put out at least one video a week, and in fact recently I've been putting out more than that. So I don't know about that, but YouTube is a lot like eBay. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. You just got to keep going. You can't just like get disheartened. You just keep going. I enjoy doing the YouTube videos. I enjoy selling on eBay for the most part. So I just keep going with it, and hopefully people will continue to watch. But if they don't, you know, if everyone eventually just like goes and reselling is no longer popular, and I'll still make the videos. At least I think I will. Or I'll still make videos on something because I just enjoy doing it. Right, as long as I'm reselling, I will continue making videos in some form. Like it might change over time. Anyway, I'm getting off track like I do. Alright, okay, the person with the Tonka toys, the keepers, have paid. Is she a repeat buyer? No, I thought it might be the same person who bought the other one. So there we go, $24.99 plus postage. Let's grab them, nice and easy. They are just, yeah. So that turned out to be a good buy in the end. I've still got these two here, which are not worth as much as the other ones I had. But that's the last two I've got. Last little bundle. So in here is this Lego plane. I actually sold one of these in the last video, last picking video, and I've had them up for ages, so that's what it's like on eBay. If you've got multiples, sometimes you just need one to sell and then they start selling a bit quicker. And in here is this, £4.50 plus postage. I think this was a gift for my kids. They never opened it, so I listed it up even though it was borderline worthwhile because they don't go for a lot. £4.50 is alright, I guess. So yeah, all the way to Japan with these. So all I've got now is the drumsticks, and I'm going to leave them until tomorrow. I'm going to go and ask Claire, but I'm leaving it there for now. We've got everything picked, ready. Hopefully we do have a few more items overnight that sell. I'll be back with you guys in just a moment, and it'll be the next morning, and hopefully I'll be adding a few extra pieces to this lot, but not a bad little selection of stuff. Totaling, I think I totaled it up before a few extra things had sold, and I think I got up to about 240 quid, but then more have sold since, so not much, but a few bits. Good morning. I found them. At some point soon I'm going to get this board up, and I'm going to have a bit of like a momentum board. I did think it would be coming into September, but I ain't got that far yet, so I might start it, you know, fourth quarter coming into October, and do it from there onwards, setting myself some goals. So right now I'm doing this, and then I'm going to be editing a video that's going out tomorrow. I've edited one for my other channel that's going out today, so that's going to take up probably most of my day. Claire needs to do the food shopping. I'll get some photographs later on. I always like to have at least like 10 to 20 items that I can draft at any one time, just so I can, you know, if I've got a spare bit of time, I can sit down and just kind of knock a few out. I hate not having any photographs, so I will like top up my photographs. I tend to do them in bulk, get a load of photographs, or like do a couple of hours at least, get a load of photographs, put the stuff away, get it listed later on that day, or maybe the following morning, depending on when it is. That's the way I do it, but I know some people like to kind of photograph it and list it straight away. Photograph this straight away. Right now it is what, 9:15, so I'd like to get all this done by midday latest. We might go out to the tip shop later, so I've not been for a couple of weeks, and it always has some good stuff, but on a Monday you got to be kind of there first thing really. I'm not going to be, but I might still find some good stuff. You never know. So yeah, we're not going to do any kind of big charity shop run or anything. It'll just be a quick stop at the tip shop, and that's it. So it's a little bit later now, and we dropped the posts off earlier on. We went to the tip shop, found nothing at all. Then I went to a little charity shop nearby and found some key rings, which I'll show you in just a second. A couple of these are worth pretty decent money, I think, and then some of the others not so much, but we'll take a look. But to be honest, I've not done a huge amount today. I mean, I've not stopped, but I've been mostly video editing. So I put a video out just a moment ago on my other channel, Adventure ASPIN, and then I've almost got a video complete. I'll render it overnight because it takes ages. Like when it's 4K footage, and they're quite long, like this one is, it takes a long time to render it. It does on my computer. Maybe I need an upgrade sometime soon, but it kind of chugs along, and I usually set it overnight, so at least it's done by the morning, unless there's an error and then I have to go through the process again. But hey, I mean, how cool are these, first off? Now, these ones are the best, and there's only one, unfortunately, of these. And they're so cool. I'd love to keep these. So they were $5.95. Who was selling that though? Was that directly from Starbucks? I'm not sure. I think it probably was. Claire found one of these for sale from America for about 30 quid. I paid 50p each on these. That one is also very cool. Now these ones, I mean, these are, I would say these are Christmassy, right? I'm not sure if they actually are meant to be or not, but I've got, I think most of them, if not all of them, are these. At 50p a piece. I did have a quick look into them first, and they don't seem to go for all that much, but these, coming into Christmas, these are great to like bundle in with other stuff, possibly give a few as a free gift to people. At 50p a piece, you know, that's fine to do. But they'll just make, you know, if nothing else, nice little gifts for people I know at Christmas. Like, I just really, really like these. I just wish that more of them were like this one and these. There we go, so that's it there. £9.62 free postage. £5.97 with postage added on, so it's going to come to roughly the same price. That is this one. 17 quid on that one. I'm going to see if they actually are selling. If these are Christmas ones, there's probably not going to be many sold at this point in time, but as we get closer to Christmas, you would hope that it would increase. Somebody sold that one for £8.75. Yeah, some are worth more than others. That one where it's like a kind of a little Starbucks cup seems to be quite popular. Yeah, that's a nice one there, 20 quid on that one. So, I don't know, we'll have to see on these, won't we? But at 50p a piece, it's a no-brainer. Look at those ones. Oh my god, they're cool, aren't they? Look at that. So I'm a big fan of these enamel pin badges. I was before I went to Disney, but then after I got to Disney and I saw the ones that they got over there, I'm even more of a fan of them now. They're really cool, them.